So this ought to be interesting. It's January 1st, and I plan to do an extended juice feast, juice cleanse. And I also thought I would kick it off by going and doing a cold plunge in the river. But it's raining, and it's 45 degrees, and I might chicken out. So you're probably thinking, well, it's January, what did you expect? But I live in Arizona, and just maybe a week or two ago, it was in the 70s. So I had this idea in my head that it was going to be a little bit warmer. Not that the water will be that warm, because it's coming down Oak Creek Canyon, just outside of Sedona. But anywho, I'm on my way to hot yoga. I'm going to do a Bikram class, which will get me all nice and toasty, and then hopefully I'll have the courage to go do my 2026 kickoff cold plunge in the river. So a little bit about why I'm doing this juice cleanse, and I can tell my little thing here is not holding still, but anyway. So yeah, if you're familiar with me or what I've been doing or what I've been teaching for the last several years, even though I haven't been posting on YouTube, but I was doing a lot on Facebook, you might be thinking, well, why do you need to do an extended juice cleanse? Because you're pretty much at your ideal weight, you're healthy. But I've never done a juice cleanse, an extended juice cleanse. I've done 3 days, 7 days. I did a 10-day water fast. But the longer you go, the deeper things go. And so there's a couple things. One is I would like to start incorporating longer juice cleanses for my clients. And so of course I have to do it before I can teach it. And also the last few years I've been just having some like mild symptoms that are a little bit weird. So I'll back up and kind of explain a larger context if you're not familiar with my story or what I've been doing or whatever. I grew up on the standard American diet, like most of us, and not really healthy. I mean, lots of processed foods, lots and lots of sugar, super addicted to white sugar, pretty much my whole childhood. And the sugar for my family was a ritual. It was every night after dinner, we had to finish with something sweet. So really big into ice cream, chocolate, Christmas fudge, everything, you name it. So I had health issues when I was younger. As a kid, I had a lot of allergies, colds and flus. In a lot of ways, I was kind of a sickly kid. I was skinny, maybe on the too skinny side. And around the age of about 10, I developed asthma. And so I started getting on all the pharmaceutical stuff. So I was on inhalers and started doing allergy shots. A few different times I took some weird stuff, I think prednisone, which made me trip out and think that people on the TV were talking to me. I was, hello, it was kind of weird. So that's kind of how childhood was, and didn't think much about what I ate. I just ate whatever I thought was tasty, which was usually something out of a box or the freezer or the ice cream jug. So then, fast forward about the age of 20, when I was getting ready to graduate from university, I started putting on weight. And I knew at that time the sugar was an issue. I knew it wasn't healthy, and I had tried to kind of just stay away from it, never successfully. But then when my weight started creeping up, that's when I started really looking for ways to be more healthy. Because I knew that in order to be at my ideal body weight, to feel good in my skin, it was connected with health. There wasn't just like some kind of quick fix or shortcut. So I spent several years kind of going around trying to learn about fiber and nutrition and different things. But then, so it wasn't really helping as far as my weight just kept going up and up every year. And then around my late 20s, I found out about juice feasting, cleansing, detoxification, and raw living foods. And that was the total game changer. Sorry, I keep adjusting this, but I keep noticing that it's creeping down. Maybe I should just let it do what it's going to do. So that was a massive turning point. I also started meditating and practicing yoga. So all this happened in my late 20s, and I was living down in California, which helped big time. So I did a 3-day juice cleanse, and that was a massive pivotal point for me. I had never felt that much clarity. Basically, my head had been clogged up most of my whole life from too much dairy, bread, and cheese, and sugar. So I just had a massive aha moment in 3 days, super inspired by all the colors and just the energy and vitality. All of my senses cleared up and came alive. I didn't totally heal everything overnight in 3 days, but that was the starting point, and that was when my eyes got open to this whole lifestyle. So I didn't instantly just dive into raw foods, but I did go plant-based at that time, and then I discovered plant-based pastries. And so this thing, I gotta get a new thing, sorry about that. So yeah, then I actually started gaining even more weight, which happens. People think they're gonna go plant-based to get healthy, and of course they don't want to participate in the whole killing and eating of animals, and then they end up gaining weight because there is a lot of vegan junk food and processed foods and tasty foods and all of that. So I maxed out about 45 pounds overweight, and that's when I really decided to go all in into raw foods. And that was around the age of 30 or so. It happened really quick. Probably within 3 months, I released a good amount, 50 to 75% of that weight came off within the first few months, and then it kind of slowed down, refining more and more over the next maybe, 5 or 6 months at the most. And everything changed. Everything healed, basically. My asthma went away, allergies went away, no more colds and flus. My weight got to a really amazing, healthy, lean body weight. I felt great in my skin. I felt comfortable and confident in my body again, which I hadn't for many years. I had felt very self-conscious and just not happy at home in my body. And that was it. It was just like totally changed. And I started doing lots of interesting things during that time as well. I did several colon cleanses, of course water enemas, got interested in coffee enemas from the Gerson therapy, and yeah, just living a detox lifestyle. And then after some time, I did start incorporating more cooked foods. So I was 100% raw for a while, then I started eating some more cooked foods, but still mostly raw, and sustained that level of health and vitality for many years until about 2020. Things kind of started backsliding a little bit. I didn't go all the way back to, never back to animal products, not all the way back into being massively overweight or anything like that, but just not optimal. When you experience optimal health and vitality and how great that feels, then when things kind of slide back a little bit, you notice. And I'm now 47. I'm pretty much at an ideal body weight. I could be a little bit leaner, to be like perfect, but I'm comfortable. Nobody would say I was overweight or anything like that. But I've been just noticing some things hormonally, and also I've been having some dryness in my eyes, which is a symptom, I think, of salt, because I've been eating salt, and just not feeling as motivated as I know I could feel, because your health, your energy, your mental health, physical health, it's all interrelated. And when I'm on 100% raw foods, I feel like Superwoman. I have amazing energy. I look amazing. I feel amazing. I feel super bright and positive. Just way more motivation. So there's no doubt in my mind that that is the way to live. Being able to sustain that all the time, for me, it's not what I've been going for, just because I like, okay, the rain's really picking up now, just because I like having some flexibility. So if I'm out with family, or I absolutely love Indian food, it's my all-time favorite food, so, and which is probably like one of the least healthy foods because you've got a lot of like salt and spices and high fat, and a lot of Indian foods are fried. But yeah, so basically the last several years, since maybe the last 5 to 7 years or so, I've maintained my weight, but I feel like my health has just been slowly being a little bit compromised because I'm not eating ideal. And yeah, so anyway, I just thought this is a perfect time to kind of get redialed into a higher level of health and vitality. And the best way I've found to do that is to go all in with something. Juice cleansing, I think, is number one the best way, but you could also go all in with 100% raw foods, and I recommend fruitarian based, so most of your calories coming from fruit and then keeping it low fat, so 80-10-10 style. But the thing with doing it that way is when you're still eating, it's a little bit easier to kind of just eat other things. Like, well, I'll have just a little bit of cooked food, where I feel like when you do a juice feast or juice cleanse, or also what John Rose calls a solid food vacation, it kind of puts this line, like you're not eating solid food, you're taking a vacation from solid food, you're giving your body digestive rest, while you're flooding it with massive amounts of hydration and energy, minerals, vitamins, and the all-important biophotons, which is the sunlight energy that's in raw living foods and their juices. So to me, that's the most inspiring way to pivot and to do a reset and change whatever you've been doing and up-level your diet into the next phase or highest level that you're going for. So yeah, so that's what's going on, and I'm just getting into Sedona now, and so soon I'll be at the hot yoga studio, which will be a great way to get myself warmed up, get some lymphatic system moving, getting everything moving, and then if I have the courage, I'm going to go over and do a cold plunge up Oak Creek Canyon, and I will try to film that. So the next thing that you'll see from me is either me jumping into the cold river, or you'll see me driving home because I chickened out. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So wish me luck. And also, if you would like to join me on this juice cleanse adventure, it doesn't matter if you're seeing this on day 1 or day 5 or whenever you're seeing it. There's no better time to start than right now. And I will link below the video my free juice cleanse guide, so you can know exactly what to do, how to do it, how much juice to drink, what to expect. And then I'll also put a link to my community. So I have a Lean Body Life community on School, actually, and that's a free community as well, and you can stay connected over there, ask any questions that you have. And my idea is to post videos and different things throughout this juice cleanse. I don't know how long I'm going to go, but I'm definitely going to go longer than I ever have. So this is, stepping into a next level of juice feasting, and I'm aiming for 21 days, but I'd actually love to really go the full distance, as John Rose recommends, and do the 90 days, or maybe even 108 days. So, I know, sounds kind of wild, but so is what a lot of people eat and drink and do to their bodies. So, and no judgment, no criticism, because I have spent lots and lots of time down that path of standard American diet, junk food, sugar, all those kinds of things. And then I've seen the other side, where I'm completely free of food addiction, sugar addiction, cravings, super high level of health and vitality, super mental health, super physical health, everything. And as I mentioned before, there's no question in my mind what is the ultimate path for my life, and of course I believe for anybody that really wants to experience the highest levels of health and fitness and happiness. So, okay, that's good for now, and I'm just about to pull into the hot yoga, which I'm really looking forward to. I always feel so good, even though sometimes it's challenging. But you can take breaks, if you get hot or tired, you can lay down, but usually I try to go the full distance, And we'll see. Being January 1st, I'm curious to see if it's going to be super... I would think it would be super packed. Like the gyms, always January 1st, they're loaded with people, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, unfortunately, I guess they give up. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of a full class, but I'll let you know, and wish me luck on having the courage to go dunk myself in probably ice cold water here in about an hour and a half. Okay, see you soon. So that was really difficult. It's more difficult than I thought it was going to be. About halfway through the class, I was thinking, are we almost done yet? And the funny thing is I've taken hot yoga before. This felt extra hot. And I've done Bikram before. It's been a few years, but I've been doing hot yoga the last several weeks and lifting weights at the gym, but this kicked my butt. So I'm glad I went, and at the end of the class, the lady said, you could have done anything on the first day of the year, and we could get into conversations about the first day of the year, but she said, you could have done anything on the first day of the year, so good for you for showing up. And this thought came to my mind, because, yeah, it would have been nice to just stay in bed, especially when it's cold and dreary and rainy, but this thought came, do the easy stuff, hard life. Do the hard things, easy life. And it's true. I've tried it both ways. I've tried just kind of slacking and not really doing any exercise, kind of eating whatever I like, and instant pleasure, but long-term pain. And then to go out in the cold, rainy day to go to yoga, and I'm heading over to the creek, which I really don't want to jump in. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'll at least put my toes in and splash some water on myself, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not about like intensely forcing myself to do things I don't really want to do, because you have to make peace with your body and peace with your mind. So it's good to challenge yourself, but everyone kind of has their nice happy space, their sweet spot, where you're challenging yourself, but you're not pushing yourself. Because a lot of times if we push too hard, then you get that boomerang effect. So yeah, okay, heading over to the creek, and I will see you there. I should title this video How Not to Get Old. I'd love to be doing this when I'm 70, 80, 100, 120. So I'll give you a little... It's cold, but feels good. Feel good now. We're getting in. I'll show you these mountains. There's rocks. A little PS here. When I went down to the creek, there were 3 people down there who were coming to go fishing, and they were in head-to-toe rain gear, hats, like completely bundled up. I guess they didn't want to get any on them, so they're looking at me like I'm a complete nut job, which is great. I love it. Happy New Year.